Hi, my name is Melissa and I am here today with my beautiful client Jeanette.
Hi.
And I'm just going to show you how I would apply a dimensional color. Sometimes I'll do like a global application of the base color and then go through and add my foils after. But I find that particularly in this case, it leaves a little bit too much residual warmth. So I'm going to show you how I would apply the foil with the base color in between. And that way we'll get a beautiful reflect, but it won't have that same underlying warmth that we're trying to kind of counteract. So to start off with, I've already mixed my color. And then I've applied a little bit of my healing oil, and I just like to put this a little bit on the front pieces that have been pre-lightened a little bit. I'm gonna move this just slightly because I don't think you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and then I'm gonna have you tip your head forward. Perfect, just like that. So I would just start, I like to start in the front with this. And I just start by taking a little section, and as I'm combing it through, I'm kind of just paying attention to how the hair falls and where it's landing on her head and the places that I want that reflection to pick up and I want to have that little extra highlight. We like to do a little bit of brightness right around her face because it helps with the grow out where those natural gray sparkles might come, so you don't see them quite as easily in the grow out. So I'll start off with my first subsection here, and then you can see that that's what I have done in the past. I'm just going to clip this out of the way and then take my little subsection. I don't know if you can see the regrowth here, but I'm actually just going to do like a really fine little baby light slice of her hair, and then the piece that I'm laying down, that is where I'm going to put her base color, just on the regrowth right there. And I've already put a little bit of a barrier on her skin. I just had to do a double check because I can't tell you how many times I've done a video and I didn't push play, and then I get to the end and I realize I haven't recorded anything. So thank goodness I'm actually recording. And so again, just kind of a tap of that base color here. And then I would take one of my foils. I like to place it around my comb and then get some nice tension that way. Pull my comb out and flatten the hair, and then I'll take my lightener and just kind of ease it in there with a little bit of a backwards kind of, I just kind of like wiggle it in with a really light touch so it doesn't get like a super solid line right next to her regrowth. And then I fold that up, and we don't need to seal it or kind of mess with our foils a lot right there. I'm gonna go back through after I place my foils and flip them. So I want them to be able to move without having any of the lightener spill out or swell. So that's why I kind of like to keep them more open, and it allows the air to kind of help it process a little gentler. So here's my second subsection. Go back in, take my base color and place that there. And then my foil, again with the comb, place my foil in, pull the hair tight, kind of smooth it out. And then same thing, back in with my lightener, kind of like wiggle it up a little bit, for lack of a better term. There's probably a better technical term for that, but that seems to do the trick. And then also like being careful not to overlap my lightener too much on that previously lightened hair, because I don't want that to get too bright or to get over processed. So I work through this process about maybe 4 or 5 foils on the top of her head, and then again a couple on the sides right around her hairline. And then in the back, I just go through and apply my base color as normal, just on the regrowth. No more foils. Once I get towards the back, we just like that dimension and lightness towards the front. So then after that, we'll process and do a little gloss over the top, and that's it. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to go over anything else. Okay, thanks a lot.